I'm going to wait just a minute to see if anybody comes on. I think Patty said she had company, but Ashley was thinking about getting on. So I finally got an order in, y'all. I'm so excited. Oh, while we wait, that's what I'll talk about. And you can also see I've got seeds started. I've got hummingbird feed. This is my life right here. You know, this is all the Scentsy. And the one thing missing is like church stuff. For real, if y'all have not smelled Life's a Garden, have not gotten it, I mean, it's not available in the cute little bag. So I'm going to tell you two things here real quick. So this is the cute little bag that came with it. Don't worry about the bag. These are amazing. I remember World Tour, they were talking about them, and I was so excited. I'm like, those are going to be bomb, you guys. Oh my gosh. Apple parsley. I don't like parsley. I don't like the smell of parsley. This is amazing. So fresh. Oh my gosh. Chamomile daisy. I don't like flowers. I don't like floral scents. But you mix it with a little bit of tea leaf and it smells amazing. Lavender violet. Again, not floral. Not a huge fan of lavender. It's okay in some situations. And the only lavender I really liked is, I can't reach it. The lavender that we got on the cruise. I like that, like real lavender. Not a super fan of scented lavender. This may be my favorite one out of all five. And it's lavender and it's violet and it's bomb. It is so good. Pineapple mint. These are the two I was super excited about. So good. It smells like an amazing drink. Like I want to make a pineapple mojito. Oh, it smells so good. And then the strawberry basil. Reels. So good. And I can pick out the basil and I can pick out the strawberry and they blend so well. I'm like, what can I put that in to cook with? It's so good. Okay, that being said, I have to tell you on my blender because I'm all about keeping it real and giving y'all things to think about. So on launch day, I didn't have any orders. I sent a text message out. I ordered for me. Well, I had that stuff to order, so I ordered that stuff and I ordered my pack. And then over the next couple of days, I got orders for two more packs and some of the scents. Well, I didn't have enough for a party, and I was going to do some follow-ups. Somehow or another, I didn't do what I was going to do that week. Lo and behold, the next thing I know, every dang one of them is sold out. The bag, the kit collection is sold out. All of the bars except for apple parsley is sold out, and I'm like, crap. I don't even have them to smell them. So I am going to use this one for one of my customers. For the other customer, I'm actually going to go out. I'm going to find a cute little bag of some sort. I'm going to put some seeds in there, probably more than even what's in here. I don't know if y'all seen the seed packet or not, but this is the seed packet that's in there. I'm probably just going to pick up a couple of seed packets for, I may even get like all 5 if I can find them for a decent price. And find a cute little muslin canvas bag with a note that says, I am so sorry. They were out of bags with the seeds. I did my own thing for you. But how did I do this? So I actually was due to update my Scentsy Club, and I was planning to cancel my monthly because my monthly I had actually picked up in December for or January to get Monstropolis for a customer. And then I let it roll because Monstropolis is awesome and I wanted 3 for myself. So it was time to cancel that one. So I went and I canceled my Monstropolis and have laid out my order forms and ordered all of the bars that I need. So I've got one for me of all of them, and then one complete other set of them all. And then I had another customer that like got a couple of the strawberries and one of the chamomiles and maybe one of the others, maybe one of the apple parsleys. And somebody ordered the Happy Herbitat. So I got all of the bars and put them in my club. And then I went to my PWS and ordered the Happy Herbitat and the rest of the bars that the person that kind of mixed and matched it. So just so you know, that is kind of a sneaky way to get something if somebody wants to order something that's club-ish, clubbable, maybe that's the word. It's already sold out from ordering, but it's still clubbable, meaning it's within 30 days of its launch. You can do a club order and order it, and they either aren't the wiser or you tell them, you know, they sold out, but I managed to get it for you. You don't have to tell them the details. The super cool thing, so honestly, if you haven't smelled these, I 100% think it's worthwhile starting a club for multiple reasons. Number one, they are the bomb and they are amazing. And if you don't like them, you can probably sell them, possibly to me. And the other thing is that will give you an opportunity to walk through what it's like to set up a club account if you don't already have one, so that you can offer that more to your customers. And that's going to play into something else I'm going to tell you tonight that I learned, a quote that I got from Aspen. It's actually the very beginning of this training. So today, I call it Tuesday training. I think it's officially called something else. I don't know. Once upon a time, it was the all consultants training call. And maybe they do call it Training Tuesday now because so much of us over the years always called it just Tuesday training. But it is open to all consultants. You can register for it from the Cincy Family Consultants Facebook page. And they send you a reminder to the Zoom link. And then they also send you a thank you for attending. If you actually go, I don't know if you don't go if you get that, but I'll get an email tomorrow from Zoom saying thank you for attending. If you can attend live, just for those of you who are working at home or are at home or whatever, the content from the original presenter is probably better than hearing it from me. And they do kind of door prize drawing, and all you have to do is show up and you're entered in the drawing. And I think they draw 3 attendees, and then the presenter always gets whatever it is that they're giving away. It's at 11 a.m. Central Time, and it's usually really good information. And obviously, it's stuff that pertains to all consultants. It's typically very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not generally leadership based. There's usually some recruiting, sponsoring conversations, but a lot of it's about just the real basics of business. And I'll be honest, I got a little heady with myself and thought I knew too much for the Tuesday training calls, and I had quit doing them, even though I really liked them. And here recently, I picked them back up again, and they've been very informative. So that's what I get for thinking too much of myself. But today's training was really, really good. I took a whole sheet of notes, and it was all about licensed products. And I will say it's not always, for me, it's not always stuff that I didn't know, but sometimes hearing it from a consultant just puts a different flavor on it than hearing from the home office or from reading it myself. They do try to offer like their own personal experience too. So it's not just them saying blah, 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 which is what it used to be honest. I mean, they were amazing. It was Sarah Walker and Lorena, can't remember her last name, Allred, and maybe Sydney was in on them some too back in the day. But anyway, Sarah Walker's the home office facilitator, but a director, star director, or superstar director typically does the actual presentation. And it's just different hearing it from somebody who you know is in the trenches along with you, right? So today's guest speaker was Aspen Calhoun. She's been a consultant for I think 12 years. She's a superstar director, super sweet, very good person for this presentation because she's one of those people who has just the special knack of being able to lay down the law in a very kind manner, but also where you know she's not taking your, you know what, I mean? She's just got that commanding personality, and I really like it. She really is a sweet person. I think she's the SSD to the SSD of one of my really good friends. But anyway, so the very first thing she said, and I wrote it down because I think it's oh so important, is something she said she's used from the very beginning in her business, and she thinks it's made a lot of difference for herself. She also trains on it and encourages everyone to think the same way. And that is, if I know my stuff, then I'm confident and I share my stuff. And my stuff that she's talking about is my business. If I know my catalog, I know my products, I know what I'm talking about, it makes me confident in what I'm talking about, and it builds, and that comes out in my presentation, in the way I share it, if people ask questions and I answer them, and it helps build trust from those who I'm presenting it to. I'm sure that's whether you're talking about being a leader or with your product. That's why I stress so much, and mine's laying right here still, getting this product training guide. This is how you know your stuff. My friend up in the Pacific Northwest would know your ish. Knowing your stuff, it makes such a difference, and it makes you more confident about what we do, what we represent, the products that we know and love. Whether you have personal experience with them or not, you need to know the ins and outs of everything that we offer, because people are going to ask questions. And if you're afraid that they're going to ask questions, then you're going to be afraid to share about it, and you're going to miss out on potential PRV, and you're going to miss out on some of your paycheck. So great $2 to spend, or download the PDF, read it cover to cover, monthly, regularly, because it really is a difference maker for you and your confidence. It's a great confidence builder. So licensed products. So starting out, just some marketing tips. And this, I think, kind of fits for pretty much anything we offer, which is why she started there. After her, when I know my stuff, I share my stuff. But marketing, who are you marketing to? She said, this is one of these areas where social media is a big benefit. You can kind of keep tabs on your circle or your sphere, and maybe there's some way that you make note, and maybe more than a mental note. If you're my age, mental notes don't work so well anymore. You need to physically write it down somewhere, which we'll get to that in a minute, or somehow to keep tabs of it. So when you see that somebody you know recently went to Disney, or they have an affinity for Star Wars or Marvel or the NFL, or like me in college basketball, or Mickey and Minnie. I'm trying to think of other things that you might see somebody sharing on social media, that they have this passion for a thing. Even it's a Harry Potter, and that's not a spoiler. I have no idea, nothing. I'm just kind of putting things out there. You start to notice things that your people share about themselves, and sometimes you make a mental note. Sometimes you might have a system where you actually write it down so that you can reach out, which is part 2 on the who. You want to reach out authentically and genuinely. It doesn't have to be spammy. It doesn't have to be salesy. Try to make, this is one of the things I'm learning, and I think it's important to share, is when you notice things like that about people, it's not about trying to make the initial sale, but you're going to keep that person in mind, possibly for the future. But you don't want to be that person that shows up in their messenger out of nowhere and talking to them about some warmer or buddy or scent collection or whatever. Be friendly with them, build the relationship with them, even if it's just online, before you step into that space. Okay. So if they comment that they like Star Wars and you have a genuine interest, comment on it if it's a shared interest. If it's not, you can at least like it. If you don't like that, but maybe they got cute puppies or kitty cats or kids or something about their job, try to be interacting with them on the regular just because they're your friend on Facebook. I hope they're your friend for a reason. And you can start building on that relationship. So at some point down the road, if we offer something that you think they might be interested in, it's not such an awkward situation to suddenly pop into their messenger and say, hey, I know you went to Disney last year. Wouldn't you like to have this, blah, blah, blah? Because that's what gives people that icky feeling about direct sales. It makes you look spammy. It makes you look slimy. You don't want to be that person. Or you're tagging them in a post for no apparent reason. I have a friend of mine from high school who's apparently gotten hacked, and I keep getting tagged in this weight loss thing that somebody keeps posting on her wall. I finally sent her and said, can you quit tagging me in this, please? She goes, it's not me. I got hacked and I've changed my password and I've notified Facebook. And I'm like, oh, okay. But, it makes her look bad. So I'm like, what? I know I need to lose weight, but geez, 5 posts. Anyway, you don't want to be that person, right? So you've genuinely built a relationship. It's not such a big deal to send them messages. Hey, we got this new product coming out. As soon as I saw it, I thought of you. I remember those pictures you posted of you and the kids at Disney last year. And little Johnny was holding that Stitch doll. I just want to let you know this was available. Easy peasy. All right. The other thing is have a system. So how are you going to keep track of and remember all of this stuff? It was really funny, actually, that this was a conversation we were having because I had just finished a rather lengthy survey from QuickBooks about client relation management stuff. And I'm like, but having a system, what system? There's 1,000 systems out there for just about every aspect of your business. The key is whatever system that you will use needs to be the one that you implement. If you're a pen and paper person, if you're a gajillion Post-it notes person, if you're making a note in your phone person, or maybe you have spreadsheets or Google Docs or whatever the case may be, whatever system, just have a system where you can keep track of knowing who loves Star Wars, who loves Marvel, who loves Disney. They love Disney or Star Wars or Marvel or the NFL or the NCAA or NHL, NBA, any of that stuff. Not saying again that anything's coming, just thinking about what we've had in the past, and making that a note so you can contact that person. All right, so who you're marketing to, keeping tabs on your friends, keeping a system to remember what they like, and then reaching out authentically and genuinely. And here is another thing that's really important. You definitely want to share on your social media. You need to understand that the social media post is not going to be the be all end all of your business. You cannot control the algorithms that they use in their software. And by the time that post shows up, maybe well past when it sells out, depending on when you post it and when they decide to put it in front of people's eyes. However, doesn't mean you don't utilize that function, because you can. And here's the thing that Aspen stresses, that you want to be excited about whatever it is. She said she is not particularly fond of, I think it was Marvel or Star Wars, maybe Star Wars, I don't know. But she had a picture of herself with maybe the Darth Vader warmer. I don't remember, but it was like, she looks like she's genuinely happy to see this product. Even if it's not something that you like, or it's not something that you were interested in, you don't have, it's not disingenuous. I just love Star Wars and Darth Vader and Baby Yoda and all the things. You don't have to be like that, but you can say, I am so excited that Scentsy is offering this product that I think you are going to like. So it's not it's still genuine. You're still excited. You're excited about the product because you know people are going to like it. Doesn't have to mean that you're going to buy it and you're going to put it in your house and that you're excited to own it. There's the difference. But you do need to be excited, even if it's not your thing. Does that make sense? All right. The other thing under excitement, you also have to manage your expectations. Not only do you need to manage your expectations, but you have to manage those of your customers and possibly even your team if you are a leader. Because these are, a lot of our licensed products are limited time offers, aka LTOs, which means they are limited. There's only so many available, like Masaga with the Life's a Garden. They may or may not have pre-order options after the fact. But the fact of the matter is, being an LTO generates excitement because it is limited, but you also have to understand that you may or may not get that product. So you don't want to make promises that you can't keep, that you end up going back and having to disappoint somebody by saying, I didn't get it. But here's this. That's a whole different conversation. You got to plan ahead what your conversation after the fact is going to be if you can't get it. If I do pre-orders on an LTO, I always tell them I am going to be at my computer. I will try my best to get it. These things are crazy, super popular. I may or may not get it. I will let you know as soon as I know. And if you're a leader, you want to make sure that your team members understand that as well. They are limited time. There may be the appearance of things not being fair. There may be a tech issue. We went through all this. I don't want to rehash it. Last week, it's rough. It's hard, but you need to prepare for those days, and you need to prepare yourself, knowing that you may not get it, and you need to prepare your customers. I'm going to try my best, but there's a chance that I won't get it. I will let you know any information about it as soon as I can. One of the things that I love that Aspen said this morning was, please keep in mind that limited time offers are the sprinkles. They're the cupcake. They're the dessert. They're the sweet. They're the extra of this business. She said she never plans her PRV around an LTO. For one thing, we don't generally know when they're coming. I mean, she may have more information than I do because she's a superstar director and they get that information sometimes. But LTOs are not the be all end all. She said they're not the meat. You need meat in your business to have a sustainable business. Guess where the meat comes from? This beautiful thing right here. This is the meat of your business. Your PRV always needs to be planned around this, because you can't guarantee that there is going to be any LTOs. You can't guarantee that you're going to get the LTOs. So you don't want to plan your entire sales month around an LTO that you may or may not get. This is your meat. The LTO is just the extras. It's the dessert. It's the sprinkles on the cupcake. Super cool, fun thing. Even the meat has licensed products. Just saying. Licensed product. Licensed products. Is that all of them? I think that's all of them. So even the meat has the licensed products. But this is the meat. LTOs just sprinkles. And then excitement, be responsive. Make sure if something goes yay or nay on the LTOs that you are responding to your customers and letting them know about it. And letting them know if there's a post-release pre-sale opportunity if you didn't get it, or even if you did, maybe they want to get in. All right, so we've kind of talked about the marketing, the who, the being excited, all of that stuff. And some of you are like, I really don't know what a licensed product is. What are you talking about? I get the whole LTO kind of, sort of. Been through a few of those this month. Crazy town. True. But what exactly is a licensed product? So a licensed product in our Scentsy land is any product that includes a non-Scentsy brand. So that would be the Disney, the Marvel, the Star Wars, Jelly Bean, Jelly Belly that we had in the past, NHL, NFL, NCAA, any of that is a licensed product because Scentsy has partnered with one of those entities or multiples of those entities, and they have approved Scentsy to use their likeness or whatever for products that are Scentsy products. So that also means that they have to approve everything that we do related to their brand, their license, what's called their brand. So if we're putting Mickey Mouse on something, they're going to approve it from how it smells to how it looks to the graphics involved. They're going to approve it all or not. Same with any of our licensed products. It also means that we are paying them per product sold for the right to utilize their brand on our products. So a Scentsy bar is a Scentsy product. When we put Disney or Marvel or Star Wars on the bar, that makes it a licensed bar. So our product, their license, their brand, so to speak. If it's just a regular Scentsy bar, then it's Scentsy branded. So it's not licensed because it's ours. Does that make sense? We're not having to pay anything extra for this because it's ours. But we do have to pay something extra for, of course, I don't have anything licensed right here beside me. But so that is the difference with that. And that also means that there are rules that we have to follow when it comes to marketing these licensed products. I put a post up yesterday, early afternoon, that has some documents for you to refer back to. I think it's the licensed product FAQ, the licensed product marketing guidelines, and then specifically the Disney collection marketing training guide. I posted links for all of those yesterday. You can just search license and you'll probably find it. We also have a guide. They used to be called units. They're now called guides. But if you click on guides down toward the bottom, did I keep it? Yep, there is one that says Disney Marketing and Compliance. It's some quick look at images, basically, that covers some of the Disney stuff. That is from a couple of years ago when we first launched Disney. I think it's still active and relevant, but it might be worthwhile going and looking at those links instead because they are the most current and up-to-date products from home office. So here, and there were things we had to work through in the beginning, I won't lie. So here are some do's. When we're talking about licensed products, I'm going to specifically refer to Stitch just because he was recent and it's easy for me to remember. So some do's: use Scentsy only marketing. So if they provide images, use them. They are your best go-to for that, especially if you don't have them yourself. You don't want to go use Google and find images. Use what Scentsy gives us and make sure you're following the guidelines. You can use personal pictures. I have the Stitch Buddy. I have the Angel Buddy. I could go put them in the hands of my children, take pictures of my children with those, and I can use those for marketing because they're personal pictures of mine. Okay? Hashtags. You can use hashtags. Hashtag Stitch. Hashtag Experiment 626. Hashtag Lilo and Stitch. Hashtag Angel. Hashtag Experiment, what is she, 625? You can use those kind of hashtags as long as they don't endorse Scentsy. So you can't say Scentsy and Stitch. There was a whole big deal about how you can use Disney and Scentsy, and I honestly don't remember what it was, so I just keep them separate hashtags. But you don't want it to look like Disney is endorsing the Scentsy product. So you don't want to say Stitch loves Disney or Stitch loves wax or anything like that. It would just be Stitch. Okay? You can do Stitch Scentsy, Stitch Buddy. Maybe Stitch Scentsy Buddy. Just don't put loves. You can do separate. You want to keep your Stitch marketing separate from your other marketing. And here's a really, really big do. And you're doing that already by watching this replay. Do take the time to understand. If there's something that I say that you don't understand, please ask. If you're shy about asking me for whatever reason, and what I have no idea what it would be, refer to those documents that are in the workstation. Like I said, they're linked already on our Greatest Streamers page. But, ask questions. Can I do this? Can I not do this? Does this look okay? I'm totally fine looking at those as long as you understand that I am also not the be all end all. If for some reason something is not right and compliance sends something to you, they're just there to educate. It will be fine. But it's really important. Take time to understand this. Why? Because not only are they giving us permission to do all this, there's a whole lot of trust involved with these huge brands. Disney is a major brand and they want to protect it. NFL, NHL, all of them, they want to protect their intellectual property. They want to protect the brand. So it's a big deal of trust for them to give Scentsy permission to use their brand, which in turn gives permission to 200,000 consultants worldwide to use that brand, and trusting that they're going to do so respectfully and within the rules and guidelines that Scentsy and the brand have agreed on. It's a big, big deal. And if it gets to a point where we're not following these guidelines, the brand can say, we're not doing this anymore. Y'all have proven to be untrustworthy. We're not doing that. So it is really important that we follow the guidelines, particularly, it's important for a variety of reasons on all of our compliance issues, but particularly on this branding thing, we don't want them to get mad at us and take our opportunity away, okay? So read those documents. If you have questions, ask. Real quick, there are also don'ts. Where there's do's, there's always don'ts, right? One of the things we can't do not alter images from the marketing tab. The images that are provided by Scentsy that are on the marketing page, not tab, have been approved by the brand. You can use those, but you can't change them. You can't put them in your stories and put a sticker on it. You can't put your website plastered across it. You can't add little images to it. You can't alter that picture in any way. You can't crop it to make it to crop out things. You can make it slightly smaller and insert your words or your website or your hashtag above it or below it, but you can't go across that image. And you can't crop it so you change it, but you can shrink it. Does that make sense? So you can't, that's the only alteration you can do. Nothing across it. Nothing, nothing, nothing. You also can't mix branded products, licensed products with our other stuff. You can't put Mickey wrapped around an Angel Wings warmer. That's a no-no. You can't, we're just going to leave it there. You can't do Stitch cleaning up his own mess with some counter clean, although that would be super cute. You can't do that. It's not allowed. You can't use intellectual property outside of Scentsy. That's their IP. We don't want to get into that. You cannot spam, stalk, or solicit. That basically pertains to more than anything. You can't go to Like I'm a Disney head, and I follow a one or two different Disney Facebook groups, as well as several people on Instagram. I can't post up, tag them on stuff for my business, or share it in there, because it's soliciting, and you're not supposed to do that in the big groups. Not supposed to do the small groups either. But so that's kind of what that's showing. You can't spam, somebody's Disney list or stalk them because they're a Disney file, or just solicit off of known Disney entities, Disney travel planners. I used to be one. You can't do that. You also can't use their licensed words. This is a biggie that a lot of people don't know. So, for example, before we had the Oh Boy bar, is that what it is? It's Oh Boy, right? So if I was using like the Mickey that I have, yes, Oh Boy, I can't post a picture of my Mickey and say, oh boy, look who's here, because oh boy is a Mickey saying. I probably could now if I had a bar of oh boy on there, but for Frozen, let it go. We're not supposed to use their words and their phrases. So if it's something that you quickly associate with the movie or with the character, just don't go there. Song lyrics is a big deal, especially like Moana. I got Pua back there too. It came in. Finally, been waiting forever for this stuff, y'all. So you're not supposed to use those license words. I think it's okay to use them in a hashtag, but you can't use it for your marketing. Does that make sense? And then the last thing on there, don't make images or collages. So you can't take the marketing stuff and put it in Canva or Over or Photofy. I think Photofy may have some approved stuff in there. I'm not sure. I don't use Photofy. So if any of you do and can verify that and let us know, I'd appreciate it. And you can't make collages of Disney and non-Disney stuff, or licensed and non-licensed stuff. Okay. So that's a whole lot of words. I know it can get really confusing. Again, I'm going to say it a bazillion times, refer to those documents, read over them diligently. I'm planning to read them myself again, even though I watched the training. Go and listen to Aspen. She has a fantastic way of explaining all of this and tells how she does things. And again, spend time where it counts, or not again, but spend your time where it counts. I know it can get really frustrating when you're like, well, there's do's and there's all these don'ts, there's all of these rules about these licensed products. I'm just not even going to mess with them. I'm not even going to advertise them. I know 100 people on my friends list who love Disney, but I don't want to follow these rules. There's don't. Spend your time where it counts and focus on the do's. These are multi-billion-dollar brands. They have millions of fans around the world. And are you really going to miss out on the potential opportunity to capture a little piece of that pie for yourself just because you don't like a few rules when they're really simple? I personally, I very rarely use my own images. I pretty much pull stuff from the marketing page, and that's about all I use. And that's just what I use. That's the easiest way to do it, to just use what Scentsy gives us and don't try to reinvent the wheel. That being said, I am planning to take a cute picture of my kids with Stitch and Angel because the pre-order's done tomorrow. But that's just that. If you have any questions, please don't be afraid to reach out. I would much rather answer your questions, have a conversation about it so that we can both have better understanding. And if I don't know the answer, we can take it to the proper authorities after we do our due diligence and research. And if we still don't understand it, we know who to ask. I'm sitting here I didn't even put that together. I have a licensed blanket, Disney blankets tonight. But that's it. I hope you guys have a fantastic end of month. We are like getting real close to director numbers. I'm going to be a nervous wreck tomorrow, until it happens. And I'm just speaking it into life that it's going to, and we're just going to go from there. But yeah, I hope you have a fantastic end of month. If you need anything from me, let me know. I'll do a live in the morning to remind everybody about all of that, because y'all may not get to this until Thursday. So, mwah, I love y'all. Have a fantastic evening. Thanks for watching the replay, and I will talk to you soon.